Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Also, like, subscribe to the channel. Follow our Twitter to stay up to date with any roster moves / players sitting and games postponed. DM us for a wildcard lineup on Twitter. We will have 2 tonight, possibly 3. And once again, happy Wednesday. Top 5 from tonight's slate by position. We got Luka Doncic at the point guard. Shooting guards, we got James Harden. Small forwards, we got Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. Power forward, we got Christian Wood. And at the center, we got Vekovic. Alright, mock lineup number 1. If you are new to this channel, you can use this mock lineup as a base. You can use 90% of it and substitute 2 to 3 players or possibly more who you see fit to get your own taste for your own lineup. Buckle up, this is going to be a packed night. John Moran is our featured player tonight. Portland plays atrocious defense against other guards. Look for Morant to have beyond his average. CP3, Chris Paul, is going against a poor Houston guard defense. Paul George is the late option here. He's good enough to secure you if you're winning. Powell is the fill-in. Miami is struggling to guard the shooting guard position. Johnson isn't going as crazy as he was, but versus Golden State and the late game, worth consideration at his salary. Jaylen Brown hasn't let us down yet, regardless the opponent. Porzingis is coming along and it's scary. Birch is a solid value to give you around 20 FDP. Jordan isn't the most ideal option for Brooklyn, but he's the cheapest option that can get you good value. Lobs and blocks versus Drummond. Second mock lineup. Good thing about tonight, you can have hitters at each position and you have a ton of value throughout other positions. Only thing that scares us about this lineup is the blowout possibilities. You got Brooklyn versus Cleveland, you got Sacramento versus the Clippers, and you got San Antonio versus Golden State. It's too enticing to turn down Harden at his 50 FDP average. Murray versus Golden State, inability to stop guards. You got Grant versus an Atlanta defense that would rather just try to outscore you. You got Bam Adebayo versus Toronto's second to last defense versus power forwards. All the other players in this picture are for their averages. Anything less will hurt based on recent performances. Harden and Grant could at least put you in the green. Alright, early heavy lineup. Alright, you got Morant, Porzingis, and Brown as your core. Oladipo had a great first game. We liked him over Booker very slightly. Harris will find good looks and opportunities within the fluid offense. Most of the FDP comes from scoring, but he will find himself open a lot. He also plays starter minutes. Boucher. Boucher. Boucher, I butchered it again. Boucher was too easy to turn down. As good as Bam Adebayo is, Miami is dead last, allowing fantasy points to power forwards. Yes, Plumlee isn't ideal, but he had a magnificent game versus Atlanta last go round. Late heavy mock lineup. This is going to drive you crazy. You have solid late players. However, it's waiting for that to get there that will drive you crazy. You have 2 strong players in Doncic and Vekovic that will get their numbers, but will likely scare you because even if they score 100 together, you'll be waiting until 9:30 before you see more points added. Very important. But this is still a solid lineup. No more than 8.5K. This lineup is composed of players who don't cost more than 8,500. You have strong players in good games that require them to perform. Simmons and Brown in the Boston versus Philly. Wright versus that Atlanta defense. Kennard will get plenty of chances to score and provide other stats as they blew Sacramento out 2 games ago. Yes, Porzingis again. That will be a good game and he should match up well versus Sabonis. Clark and Ayton are good value players for those games as they can provide high FDP as both their opponents' defenses are terrible. 2 most expensive lineup. Doncic and Harden are the two highest salary and highest FDP, averaging by a lot. Seth Curry, making his return and should be in the starting lineup for Philly. Robinson is providing Miami with solid minutes lately in the absence of Tyler Hero. Batum and Tillman aren't exciting, but Tillman is stepping in for their injured center. Well and Batum will provide well against a poor Sacramento team. Player per game. These are players from each game that we believe will not only do well, but help your lineup be competitive. This took the longest, but we don't believe there are any good matchups in the Sacramento and LA Clipper games, so it was left out because there aren't but 9 spots. The only concern we have here, legit, is Ellington. He played well lately, and we are assuming he will continue to start and get plenty of opportunities to light up the Atlanta Hawks. Sleepers. This is not you guys already know that, but normally for this lineup, you want to have Clark for Memphis instead of Tillman. But for a late game and what he's provided lately and the minutes he's forced to play, we like his contribution to your lineup as Clark is a bit more expensive. Kemba could sneak his way to a 30 FDP night. Tyus alongside Morant versus that poor Portland defense sounds good. If you haven't seen Vassell play or watched the FDP, he's good for a late game pick. He's a good defender. He's an okay rebounder. He's a solid rebounder, and he occasionally scores points. So he could rack up that FDP for you with his steals and his few points and rebounds. It all adds up. Johnson is it going to be a popular pick in this game? Just know he's there lingering around 20 FDP when you're looking to find someone in this game. James Johnson continues to be solid again. He won't be a popular pick, but he's going to be solid. And this is the last lineup we have for you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and share the videos and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.